I think it's probably, if you're commenting first, I think it's just attached it to the old stream because on my iPad, I've been streaming, or I've been watching the stream the whole time. So, but good try. If it does separate it in two, then you got first. Alright, there we go. So it loaded up 50 this time. Sometimes when I first started, it loads up 150, which is incredible when it can handle that. Also, I like doing this and keeping an eye on how my system's handling it, but it doesn't seem to. I've tried it at 20 and then at 20 and at 20 bots at once and 50 bots at once, and it's still always right around 100. So, hello, Lewis Morgan. Welcome to the chat, the stream, I guess. Yeah, it's always right around 100 there. It usually doesn't just flat out stay at 100 though. That's 4 cores that are all at 97% right now. So I wonder if some of that is, let's take a look here. Yeah, OBS is taking a little bit more than normal, so that's probably, there we go, at least it's starting to loosen up there. Hey, we're starting off with some plank crafting. That's good. Probably start up, I hope so. Yeah, I'm looking at getting some new hardware. I was thinking about getting a gaming machine or something like that with some nice GPUs, because this is quad core, but I don't think it has any GPUs. And I think we can accelerate and use GPUs for this, but Java, I couldn't find like a really straightforward way to implement that with Java. So, because what we could do is we could calculate the organism's decisions in parallel. They don't really they're not reliant on one another to know. So we could, there's many different ways we can configure this. Like eventually we could configure it so, they can run on different machines, but I really would love to use a GPU to optimize this because I have so many neurons I want to add to this damn thing. Laptop startup, I have 20, nice. Yeah. I'm partially afraid if I buy one right now, I'm just going to get stuck gaming for a little too long, so I'm not doing it quite yet. But, and I do have some trips planned in the near future, so if I go to camp this summer, the internet's going to suck again, so I got to deal with that. That's painful. I don't know. I assume you guys can hear me. I actually didn't check. I guess I'll be doing that. Yeah, you can hear me. It's interesting. The desktop audio didn't. I made it so it would play sound. I'm not hearing anything. You guys hearing stuff? No, I'm definitely not hearing any sound. Okay, maybe it's my earpiece that's not hearing it. So it works as a microphone, but it's clearly, it's another wonky thing with Ubuntu and this hardware setup. Just a calling voice. Alright. There we go. It defaulted to using my internal, so I couldn't hear anything. Yeah, now I can hear it. So you got it in the works for having a variety of skins. Each species will probably have its own skin. That's something we're kind of working on. Alright, cool. back to observe mode. Tempted to start working on some of this stuff here. The live, but video output is low. I'm at the co-working space. Let's see, MineForge. Nope, MineForge docs. Yep. Alright, so we gotta find the messaging stuff. So this is what we gotta figure out how to do. So I need to like get more modders working on this. We got a couple people contributing to this, so if any of you guys watching wants to contribute, you guys are more than welcome to help with the mod. Most of them are just doing user interface stuff, but utilities. Maybe that was it. Simple pull. Yes, this is it. So we've got to create messages that we can send back and forth. Java's not the best. I mean, if you're looking for a place to brush up on it, I don't know your background, if you're a professional programmer or anything like that, but you're really good in C. We aren't doing anything in C with this because the Minecraft mod stuff is all Java, but instance send to server. Alright, well, let's figure this out. There really is. It'd be nice if I had a dual screen set up here so I could just stream the one screen. Well, that's one, I definitely need a dedicated machine just dedicated to Chaoscraft. I gotta fix that repair command too. I'm not doing any of the stuff I wrote down in my to-do list this morning. I'm just doing fun stuff right now. But it's good. It'll help with the streaming. What do they call that class? iMessage. I'm just gonna make it a CC iMessage class. I set goals. It was more like I typed in a to-do list while I was at the gym today for Chaoscraft, because basically most nights I set it to run overnight, and if whatever breaks it is like my priority. So, because anything that slows down this thing from learning is an enemy to what we're working on. Hear him hacking away at stuff. And yes, I do coach, though I do kind of keep that stuff. I don't really talk about that stuff much in streaming and stuff. I just like to keep them separate. I doodle as well. Wish I had that picture from my iPad that I drew. I was just working on a Thanos face. Maybe I'll try and send that in the chat later on or something. In Java? Don't follow the question, Mr. Mario Media. Draw in Java? Okay. Nope, that's not supposed to be there. Oh wait, this is going to have to be a whole different thing. Ah, I see. Okay, it's bad when the, let's see, when the do I coach in Java? I do not teach Java. No, sorry. Well, welcome back, Meganist. I'm back too. I got my tacos. Now I'm working on the message handler, which is not what I said I'd work on this morning, but I think it would make this really cool. Okay, so it's funny. They've got a private int to send, right? And then here in the demo, they're trying to access it, but it's private. So even this documentation page isn't actually right. Let's see what they're doing. It's nighttime. I have no idea what they're doing. Try. Yeah. It's not a good sign. Alright. When the docs don't line up. Simple network wrapper. I feel like I've been doing that other places. See, I don't code and stream, I guess, much, so I tend to ramble on half sentences when I try and like code and talk. You should just ask. Yeah, okay, Mechanist. I can't do that for everything. He's killing it on the other stuff. So let's see what's up. I gotta give it a shot. Plus, I do like to kind of know how this stuff works a little bit. I've got some designs for distributed computational stuff in a single world, which we can't currently do, and if I'm going to do that, I'm going to need to know how this stuff works. Because, like, if we want to be able to connect to other servers, right now all the brains are running technically on the server side, which doesn't matter if you're running one player, but if we're going to do it, we can have 50 computers all training in the same world. I have a feeling this is going to be key, and since I specialize in designing large-scale web application architectures, I should probably figure out how to do that so I can make it work with all this madness. Okay, this is not great examples. Now, let's see if anybody else has ideas on it. God bless people that write tutorials and stuff. Well, Mechanist, you have contributed. You did. I just did the event handler stuff. There, I was just looking at it a second ago. The spawn event. That's going to be useful very soon. A bunch of other stuff there, so you're getting there, man. I obsess over this stuff, so I've got to make them learn. That's probably not, but here we go. This is what I need. Send new tutorial message. That's good, and it gives me the buffer utility stuff. Now this looks like you're sending something to, that's entity MP, that's multiplayer. Oh, so many half-baked thoughts here. Need more caffeine. Yeah, this seems like a server-side bit. Also, we can't resolve player entity. Yeah, it must be out of date, MForge. What if you did it client side and just updated it server side? That's kind of what we're trying to figure out. Right now I'm trying to send stuff server side to client, so like the neurons are firing off server side at the moment. But yeah, eventually I think we're going to move some of that so they have the option to do a client side, and then it'll just send the action server side for a bunch of different mobs. But that's we're so in the infancy of that. You guys are watching me learn. This is how it looks when you jumping into something you have no idea what's going on. I know a bit of Java, but other than that, I'm like, what is all this stuff? It looks like side client. So in my pre-init, we have to do this. I don't think this has a pre-init in it. I think it's going to be in client proxy pre-init. What the hell did we just call that thing? Alright, sounds good. Okay, so that's good. Have you guys also documented what we have so far? Not in any way that would really help anyone. No. We've got, I've got, oh man, I lost the cap to my Apple Pencil again, damn it. We have, let's see, I guess we've got Swagger documentation for the API for ChaosNet, which is the back end of this thing. The front end is in such flux and craziness that I just try to be fairly clear in my code, like what is what, and then it's just basically people are, so someone wants to contribute, they know what they're doing, able to understand what's being made. Yeah, I like to draw on the iPad. I think that's why I'm flexing that, but yes. So where was I going with this? I'm totally lost. The main documentation is to ask me stuff on Discord, so I need to document it more. That's actually something where like a junior type person who's interested in getting the modding and get some, like, I don't know, tech cred under their belt or whatever, want to do some, if they want to do some docs, that'd be huge right now. But I'm still learning like what's going on with MC mod and the insides of MForge and everything like that. That it's like I'm ripping this thing apart and putting it back together pretty quickly. But I think the ability to add a new neuron, like Mechanist added a new neuron just the other day, so yeah. Yeah, like you can add a new neuron just by copying. You guys can see my screen, I guess. So like, not biology, but you could copy an input here. Let's see. Mechanist did. I haven't merged it into this build yet, but he did a. What's the word I'm looking for? A sneak output. But like the dig output, I mean, stuff's pretty simple here. Okay, if the value is greater than 0.5, activate it, or like, you know, if it's something like how fast you want them to turn, like change yaw, you can basically base that on this formula here, but it's not, you know, rocket science to add a new output. So if you want to add one, I mean, you have to talk to me to do it server side, because I haven't quite got that all sorted out, but you can definitely add it client side in the mod here without talking to me. I'm totally losing my train of thought here. So many things going on. Trying to talk and program at the same time. I feel like if I clone it, I would not be able to achieve anything fast. You know what? Start with little things. Like most of the guys are just shifting around UI stuff for starters. You know, don't worry about the neuronet math and all that stuff there. That's my bag. I guess like little things. Yeah, little things are helpful. Whatever. I can't remember what Mechanist's first pull request was on this one, but it was really helpful. He, you know, like he just added the ability to make the bad guys attack you, the mobs attack our organisms. Like that's a big win for us. Yeah, so like don't worry about sending big stuff right away. All right, I need to change the observing code. And there's just this client server side thing is just mind-blowing, because now I'm sitting here thinking like, how are we going to get the player to broadcast that to? And like, we got to tell the monster it's being observed, otherwise it's going to, or not the monster, the organism, it's being observed, otherwise it's not going to know who to send it to, and it'll just be sending these packets out to every single neural net would be sending out this thing every single time, which would be bad, real bad. There'd just be a lot of network traffic we don't need. Let's see what they're doing. They're all ballerinas. So since I restarted, nobody seems to have crafted crafting tables. Though 828, that actually, they might have crafted crafting tables and then did something to lose stuff, but it's an odd one. There, alright. Let's just focus up here. So we're just gonna see observation. There we go. So basically, this is the code that basically gets the entity that you're spectating. And now I gotta figure out, because the entity doesn't actually know that it's being observed. So I guess we could say the problem is this is only going to let us do one person to observe at a time, but figure it out. Hey, how's it going? Good. Sorry, I'm talking to people here, but I'll try and wrap it, or be quiet and wrap it up quick. So I'm in a shared office, so I'm gonna basically probably wrap this up right now because other people are coming in and sit down that work here much more frequently than I do. So UI designer. That's cool, man. Look at the design. It's not really beautiful design, but yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap this one up for now. But I'll be online still. So check us out on Discord, and yeah, I'll be around. I forgot where I was streaming from.